you want trousers and jeans to fit you comfortably and to look great, you need a trouser pattern that has been made in your own unique measurements. Using this pre-graded pattern ruler is the quickest way to achieve that. This pattern ruler draws trousers and jeans patterns in your own individual measurements. So you can look great in trousers with this do-it-yourself pattern drafter. This pattern drafting ruler draws patterns for dresses, blouses, sleeves, jackets, tracksuits as well. All you have to do is measure your hips. The size that shows on the tape measure is the size you use on the pattern ruler. Your actual hip width is printed on the pattern ruler here. Measure your true crotch depth like this. Your crotch depth is also printed on the pattern ruler here. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make your own patterns. Outline the pattern ruler. At step 1, mark your hip width here. Turn the pattern ruler to the left and mark your crotch depth here. Now, slide the pattern ruler up like this, placing your hip size at step 3 over the line like this. Draw along the bottom of the pattern ruler to the end, then draw along the other way to step 4 here. Make a pencil mark through the hole at step 5. Lift the pattern ruler and place the pivot hole over the point the mark you have just made, like this. Pivot the pattern ruler until this curve lines up with the line of your crotch depth. Draw along the curve. I am drawing the front crotch curve here. Put your pencil back into the pivot hole and pivot the pattern ruler again, this time in the opposite direction, until your hip size on the pattern ruler touches the line on the paper underneath. Turn the pattern ruler over to draw the back pattern. Outline the pattern ruler. Mark your hip size here at step 1. Turn the pattern ruler 1 turn to the right. Mark your crotch depth here. Now slide the ruler up like this, placing your hip size at step 3 over the line here. Draw along the bottom of the pattern ruler to the end, then draw the other way to step 4 here. Make a pencil mark through the hole at step 5. Put this pivot hole on top of this point. Pivot the pattern ruler until this curve lines up with the line of your crotch line here. Draw along the curve. This is now the back crotch curve. Put your pencil back into the pivot hole and pivot the pattern ruler slightly again until it lines up with your hip size printed on the pattern ruler. From this mark, draw a line to the top line. Do the same on the back pattern. This will be the grain line. From your first hip mark, draw in the side seam. This is where the hip line is drawn. Draw across to meet the side seam. Do the same on the back pattern. Draw in the side seam. At the same level of the front hip line, draw across for the hip line for the back. These are the crucial construction lines of any trouser pattern. When you have used your actual measured hip width and your own crotch depth, this pattern will fit you. For you to feel confident that your pattern will fit you before you cut the fabric, here's a nifty way to check the pattern is correct for your size. We check it is right by measuring the pattern itself. In the beginning, for this example, I used the hip width of 100 centimeters. Measure the hip line of the front pattern piece. In this case, it measures 25 centimeters. Then measure the hip line of the back pattern. The back pattern piece measures 26. Added together, these two pattern pieces total 51. You need 2 fronts and 2 back pieces to make a full pattern. So 51 multiplied by 2 is 102. This means that the size of the pattern measures 102. The hip size I've used here is 100 centimeters. That means there is an excess of 2 centimeters, which is the wearing ease. Wearing ease of 2 centimeters inside the trouser pattern. First, place your length from your waist to your knee on both front and back patterns. Then put your length from your waist to your hem for your height. You can make the width of the trousers around the legs how you prefer. This is a page from one of the 2 books supplied with the pattern ruler. This shows you step by step how to make patterns for perfect trousers or jeans. To guide you, here is a schedule showing how wide to make the knee width and the hem width to balance with your hip width. However, you can make the leg width in the way you like to wear your jeans. Now to complete the pattern, fill in the side seams in the leg sections. So this pattern ruler gives you the liberty to make slacks. You can make bootleg jeans. You can make your jeans fit tight. It's up to you.